what is modeling and what is simulation and how it is relevant for engineering graduate engineering students, and how you can get some help from it in industry also. So I hope now you are a bit confident about this subject, what you are going to learn using in this subject, modeling and digital simulation. Now today, and also gave a brief introduction regarding MATLAB. I hope not all, but most of you already got MATLAB from some source. If you have not yet downloaded it, you can download it, or at least the student version. So I cannot encourage you to install pirated version, but I think there are many repositories, software repositories, where you can download it free of cost. There is no harm in learning it if you are not doing any business using this software, because particularly I have seen many software, you can say software related friends, okay, people who suffered a lot in their own life, then they don't want other people suffer, like that, some kind of good Samaritan, you can say. I have seen many sites, particularly from Europe and Australia, also Malaysia, and like these countries. They host some sort of portal or something, their own blog, where you can download these softwares. Anyway, do some arrangement to get MATLAB as well as Simulink, at least some basic version, preferably MATLAB 7.7 onwards. That means MATLAB 14, because the data structure got changed from 7 onwards. Today I'm going to show you some screenshot, or I have opened the MATLAB in my laptop. So if after I share the screen, you'll be able to, I would like to show you something in MATLAB. So this is just a familiarization. I hope you can see this screen, entire screen. So I have MATLAB 2019A. So it is a university licensed version. So it is this laptop that I am using. It is given by university to all faculties. So I got a legitimate license from the university. University subscribes institutional license for MATLAB. Somebody trying to join. Okay, Vishal. So see, this is the main area where you run the commands. Commands are nothing but functions. Okay, so there are a few important commands like help. If you type help and say you want to know about function, FUNCTION, help function. So it shows the format, basic format of function. Okay, for example, a function looks like function, though it is preceded by a keyword function. Then these are the output arguments, and the name of the function is this one, and x is the input argument. So here the function is a stat. So stat is related to something, statistics. So this percent sign is used to add comment in MATLAB. And here we want to measure the length of the vector that we are giving as input argument to stat function. So it will calculate the length of using the length function, length command, or length is itself a function, library function of MATLAB. Library function of MATLAB. So that's how you can call it. And then it calculates mean of that x. Okay, length, mean, standard deviation, all these things. So it will give the output of mean, this mean variable, which is output argument. So this, the entire right hand side, the result of this right hand side will be substituted over here, and when this function is executed, it will give the output to the outside to other program that will call this function, the calling program or calling function. Okay, stddev, same thing, standard deviation. So this is the standard format of a function. Another example is given. So I would like to ask you to practice some textbook problems. I have already shared one textbook, ebook. I'll share one or two more textbooks and some material with you. Please practice them, so that for next 1 week you practice them, so that next week class we can do something related to actual simulation. Now see, another important function is help is look for, then gap, then say bode. I want to see how the function bode look. No, something is wrong. Okay, no. So if you suppose you do not know, or you do not remember, you cannot remember the exact name of the function, but you guess that a function of that name may be present in the MATLAB library. So you are looking for that function. So you type the keyword look for and type whatever you remember, and it will give you the list of all the functions having those alphabets. Out of that, you choose the appropriate function. See, look for bode is, I think, all these functions, so many functions are there, hundreds of functions are there. They use bode. Or look for, say, plot. So many plot functions are there. Suppose out of this, so if you directly click over here, hyperlink is given, so it will call the web page, related web page from the MathWorks site. So if there is a word of caution, if your MATLAB is not a licensed one, then if you click this type of hyperlink, then possibly MathWorks, the manufacturer, or you can say the licensor of MATLAB, they will know that it's a pirated version running on your computer, and they may disable it over the internet, your MATLAB. It happens quite often nowadays that they keep some license file or similar file. The cracker, the people who crack it, they do some mechanism, they disable that license file. But MathWorks can understand that they put some signature in somewhere in the executable bin directory, secret, that is kept secret, that secret from the people who do the crack. They have not yet been successful to do that. Anyway, so don't click these hyperlinks. Otherwise, what will happen? Your license, your pirated version may get disabled. So better you copy and paste. Suppose I want to know, I have so many toolboxes, that's why so many descriptions are coming. Suppose I want that contour plot. I want to know about contour plot, detail about. So type help. Control V. So it is showing. Oh, sorry, contour plot not found. Possibly the contour plot, that related toolbox is not in my license. So I want to show something. Time domain plotter. Wrong. Why? Something is wrong. Help. Okay, there was one function stop, so it gives the description. So whenever you face some difficulty regarding the what are the functions available for doing the same work, you may find 2 or 3 or even more functions in MATLAB. Or part similar to Windows. So if you go through all these, if you just place the mouse cursor over here, it shows the description. Okay. So various import data. Import data is used for importing some data. It is associated with statistics toolbox and this system identification toolbox. Now, what is toolbox? MATLAB gives you a collection of functions, mathematical functions or engineering functions, having common, you can say, serving some common objective. Say, image processing. Image processing is a domain, engineering domain, okay, of computer science, you can say, or you can say electrical engineering. People may also claim that, okay, it is our subject. Anyway, there is a full-fledged toolbox in MATLAB for image processing. So what it does, it gives you standard functions, standard mathematical or MATLAB functions that are used to do some work that are very much common in image processing, like edge detection, filtering of the image. There are several types of filters are available like that. There is also a toolbox called control system toolbox. In control system, we quite often perform stability analysis. We perform we plot that Nyquist contour, Nyquist plot. We often plot root locus like that. So the various work that is related to control system, the function, there are several functions to do that entire work associated with this function just by calling that function. You just provide the input argument, you specify the output argument, the result will be saved in the output arguments. So it saves a lot of time. Instead of you write down a function from the scratch, functions are available and in the form of toolboxes. So the developers of MATLAB, they conceived the idea that every function is a tool, engineering tool. So it is a toolbox, a box full of tools to do some purpose, common purpose. Like control system, the control system toolbox, the common purpose is to analyze and design control system. In image processing toolbox, the common purpose is to analyze and design something that is useful in image processing. Statistics toolbox, same. All the functions, like standard deviation, we have already seen one such example. Standard deviation, mean, mode, all these things, and other statistical algorithms to perform statistical analysis like that. Now, the extension of the MATLAB file, script file are .m. So as functions are also MATLAB script file, their extension is also m. And another thing, another important thing that if you save a function in your hard disk, so this, if I write down, if I home new script, so it will open a new window and title. So if you type it, so it looks like this. So if you want to save this, okay, the file will be automatically saved in the name of the function. So the function name and the file name will be same. So we call the functions by their file name. In MATLAB library directory, all the functions can be identified by their file name, and they are also called by their file name. That is a unique feature of MATLAB and very, very helpful. So you will know that a function is named or file is named as per its function name. If that is the difference between a M file, script file or M file, common M file or script file, and the function. You can give anything. You can give the name of the script file, anything. But if you want to create a function, the file name should be by default the function name. Remember this. Now, so Simulink, I want to give you an introduction regarding Simulink. This is a unique feature of MATLAB, you can say. See, earlier days Simulink was very small, but nowadays Simulink is a very big program, you can say. They have changed the layout a lot. Yes, this is most important. Searching for this. Yes. The heart of Simulink is this one, Simulink library. What is there? Simulink library. See, what is the basis of Simulink? MathWorks is a very clever company. It's a very clever company. What they did, they created a product called MATLAB and Simulink. Okay, we normally refer to as MATLAB, but Simulink is, you can say, an addition of it, or a supporting environment in simulation, doing simulation. Whatever work you can do using MATLAB M file or script programming, the same can be done in Simulink. How they are the same or they are different? In some respect, you can say they are same, but I believe that they are entirely different, as far as I know. technology behind these two developments. Simulink is basically called G code. G for graphical code. For last 20 or 25 years, many graphical codes evolved and they disappeared from the market. At present, the most useful and most or widely used G code are only two. Only one is Simulink, another one is LabVIEW. LabVIEW is entirely a pure graphical code, graphics based code. LabVIEW has no script counterpart, but MATLAB in that respect is you can say gives both functionalities, both environment. If you buy MATLAB and Simulink, then you have the power of G code as well as you have the power of script file programming. So you are already familiar with script file programming, like you learn programming in C, you learn programming in Python or Java, whatever. There's script file programming. MATLAB also supports script file programming, and that script file programming has been made easy using functions and toolboxes. In Simulink, what we do, we have common libraries like, let me show you one or two commonly used blocks. So left side you have the description in text and right side you have graphical. So let us click commonly used blocks. What are the commonly used blocks? See, all these used blocks are related to engineering. Some engineering, like being an would-be electrical engineer, you know what is bus selector, you know this time delay, you know this demultiplexer, demux means demultiplexer, you know the functionalities of multiplexers, you know the functionalities of relational operators, okay, product, saturation, and summation, comparator, like this. Okay, so switch, like this. All these functionalities are shown here graphically. Okay, so this is a blank you can say space where you can create a model. Suppose I want to create a small model, a very small model. Okay, suppose I want to create one open loop control system. So first, source, I want to feed input signal, say step input. I want to give a step input, drag and drop, it's taking time. So I've added a step input over here. Where is my library? Here is my library. Okay, I want to add some transfer function. In this version, they have just removed things or moved things from here and there. It's difficult to find out for me. Commonly used blocks. Possibly it will be here. No, not here. Continuous. Yes, this is the one. So here are continuous blocks, continuous time blocks. You have derivative, integration. You have state space model. You have PID controller. Here it is a transfer function. I want to give a transfer function, and I want to just add one oscilloscope. So sync. It is in the source library, and this is in the common continuous time library. So you have to just play with it, then you will learn it. Sync. Sync means where it will be dumped. The output will be dumped. Scope means oscilloscope. So let me drag and drop on oscilloscope. Now I want to connect them using wire. So this this arrow, outward arrow is the starting point and inward arrow is the finish point of the connection. So just place the cursor over here. So it shows a cross. So just push, press your mouse, drag and connect it here, drop. Here also drag and drop. So I have applied one step input over here and applied, connected it to a transfer, very simple transfer function, and I want to see the output. Now let me see the specification of step time is 1, initial value 0, final value is say 1. Say let me make it 2 volt. Apply. Okay. Here also, let me see. Oscilloscope looks like very much similar to a oscilloscope. Okay, I want to change this transfer function. So how to specify the transfer function? Just coefficients. So transfer function is ratio of two polynomials of S. So here is the constant 1. So in the bracket it is shown 1. Suppose I want to make it a second order. So say outside at the top it is say 5. I want to make a transfer function like 5 divided by s square plus 10s plus 8. So s square coefficient will be 1. 10s means I have to give 10 like this, and third term say 8. So it gives a transfer function like 5 divided by s square plus 10s plus 8. So absolute tolerance, all these things, leave it, apply. Okay. So I want to, so it's showing transfer function has been changed like this. Okay. So now if you press this run, okay, then it will show you the output. Okay. I'll not run it right now because you can do it. You can make your own system. Like this is a very small exercise I have done. So how the approach? I wanted to show you the approach. So the simulation will be carried out in time domain. That is a big feature, powerful feature. So you need not worry about as you perform a real experiment in the laboratory, the same can be performed in Simulink. But in M file, if you want to do the same thing, possibly you need to write at least 10 lines of code, and you need to think about syntax error, many things. You need to call some ODE solver, many things. Okay, but using Simulink, it's a matter of only 2 minutes for this simple operation. Okay, so I would like to give you some tasks today. There are many tutorials available in the internet. Also, YouTube videos are available. Try to learn the basic functionalities or how the basic programming is done in MATLAB and Simulink. So you have to do it by yourself. I cannot devote much time for explaining MATLAB and Simulink. I'll only help you in those areas where readily available, the solutions are not readily available. Okay, like creating S function, very important and powerful feature. So today I would like to give you 3 tasks. You do it. Circuit analysis using MATLAB and Simulink. This is a very simple paper, student paper, I think. The authors are student. Yes, they are student. Some college, engineering college. They gave some overview of, it's a very simulation of very simple RL series circuit, and they have applied a sinusoidal function. So try to simulate this in Simulink. Also, you can do it in script. So both, you try both. You try to implement it in script, MATLAB script, as well as in Simulink. The result will be like this. Okay. And the book that I have already shared, you may get help from that also. See, one RL series circuit has been implemented in this form. So it's very similar to that analog simulation diagram, isn't it? Analog simulation diagram. So digital simulation and analog simulation, the spirit is same, but techniques are different. And the Simulink may help you to visualize the analog simulation, internal, you can say, what is going on internally in an analog simulation. The same thing can be at least mimicked with Simulink. So you do all the exercise given in here in this material, as well as step response of RLC. You take these numerical values and check your response. This one, and a very evergreen, you can say, evergreen engineering problem, electrical engineering problem, that is DC motor modeling. Don't use Simscape. Simscape is a, you can say, an advanced feature of Simulink. At this moment, I discourage using Simscape, because if you attempt to use Simscape at this moment, you will possibly, the main purpose of this class will be hampered. So Simscape is a very high level, you can say, G code, very high level G code. It is, you can say, a advanced feature of Simulink, very advanced feature of Simulink. So don't use it right now. Better you do it from scratch, okay, and verify the result. You can download other materials from internet for this DC motor simulation. So these 3 simulations, you first attempt it your own, and send the result to me. Everyone should attempt. Okay, as WhatsApp attachment or email attachment. Better you send it by as WhatsApp attachment, not in the group, but my personal WhatsApp account, the same number, because this will help me to evaluate your performance. Any query? So my idea is, you in script file, you simulate all these algebraic and differential equations. Okay, then you will learn the basic spirit of digital simulation, and also do the graphical simulation using Simulink. Use the basic blocks supplied in Simulink, basic blocks like this. You can straight away go to the Simscape and get the DC motor block. Okay, but that is not the purpose of this class. You try to build your own DC motor block or DC motor Simulink diagram. So if you have any query, you can ask me right now, or you can send WhatsApp message to me. I'm going to share this three documents PDF with you. Do three things. One is RL series circuit simulation, both in M file as well as in Simulink. Simulate RLC series circuit both in M file as well as in Simulink, and simulate one DC motor in armature control mode in Simulink, as well as try to simulate it in M file also. First of all, simulate in Simulink, then try it in M file also. That will increase your confidence level. Then I'll give you more advanced problems.
And so the third one is step response of RLC.
Sorry?
You also mentioned another step response of RLC or something like that.
RL series circuit, number one. Number two is RLC series circuit. Okay. And problem number three is DC motor, DC servo motor, or DC motor, whatever, in armature control mode. Okay.
Okay,
so
sir.
all the mathematical descriptions are available in any textbook. Take those mathematical description as well as the numerical values from any standard textbook. Do it by yourself. You will get lot of materials in YouTube video as well as in internet. Try to do it by yourself. Okay? If you face any difficulty, then seek help from me. You have to do it. The paper is like that. You have to do it of your own. Not that a lecture. I go on giving lectures, but you just listen it, doing nothing. That will not serve the purpose. You have to do something, and we will discuss at those points which is critical. Okay, and suppose you during the simulation you faced some difficulties. So clarification, doubt clearing. I'm here to do that. So clear the doubts and help you to give you some alternative solution. Tell you some alternative solution. You are facing some problem, how to overcome that problem to simulate it. That is the case. So it is a kind of learning by doing something. That is the spirit of this class, not a lecture based class. So do this, everyone should do it, and we will listen from everyone. Randomly I will ask to show their result and discuss their difficulties they faced, what they learned, all these things. So in that, so participation is very much important. Okay, if you have no doubt, then I can end this session here. Next Saturday I will start bit early. Early means at 8 o'clock, sharp 8 o'clock.